the fundamentals of what will ensure success in a modern asset management firm, to innovation in digitalisation and what the next generation of products will look like. It may have been the conclusion of the conference, but there was no shortage of inspiration on the agenda or a slowing of pace on this day 3 of FundForum International 2016. And if delegates were looking for high energy during their final sessions, they didn't have far to go, with 7 investment managements, Justin Urquhart Stewart pulling no punches.
You can't make it entertaining, that's too flippant, but you can make it engaging. The next time I actually see someone's pension report going out as a piece of paper, which is only going to serve one purpose, which is a draft excluder, is a complete and utter waste of time. Make it so that people find it interesting and understanding it, then you'll actually find it getting more clients.
Because at the moment we expect them to actually give money to us. Why? Well, that's what you're supposed to do. But why? Give them the reasons to do so. In their language, not ours.
And what does that mean in their language? Because obviously this generation are using smartphones for everything. Yep. And technology. It means embracing that, doesn't it?
It does. And it doesn't mean patronising gits in red braces, trying to be terribly cool and down with the lads as to what they're supposed to be doing. That's awful. What you can do is go to the areas that they're looking at and operating. Look at the game software companies. And one of the reasons we found this was useful is some of our own clients wrote software games. They'd sold their business for an extremely good sum of money, and we have the privilege of looking after it. But they didn't understand anything that we did. So we made the words shorter, turned up the colour, didn't make any difference. Actually, what you realised was the way in which they were describing things and understanding was completely different to what we were doing.
And that's what this generation of new customers expect. That's how they speak.
Show me on my smart iPad or phone or whatever it happens to be. Show me something which actually is going to tell me what happens at the end of it.
With 3 full days of structured networking, small group meetings and VIP sessions, delegates from 500 different companies had the opportunity to participate in hundreds of conversations, many of which featured fintech. It's a word that SCM's Gina Miller believes is often misinterpreted.
I think it's totally meaningless, especially to consumers. And to our world of investment, it tends to mean robo-advice, and I have a real problem with that terminology. But not only is it very unfriendly, it's totally meaningless, because the robo part of it, there are no truly robo-driven solutions at this moment in time. And if you look at the advisor bit, advice is much wider than just investments, and most of the offerings out there are actually online or technology-enabled investment solutions.
So you think technology is something that should be seen as an element throughout the value chain, if you like, and not just a buzzword?
It's not a replacer, it's an enabler, and it will enable better outcomes for clients because it will allow greater transparency, lower cost, disintermediation, and it will allow people to see exactly what they're buying when they've actually bought the product through transparency of holdings. So in all, it should be better for outcomes.
With innovation, tech and data at the heart of so many discussions at this year's event, Muto Labs, an experimental company investigating the possibilities around personal data assets such as DNA, drew plenty of interest.
Value is going to be attached to things that are intangible and can gain credibility, can get social currency. So increasingly money is not just the only value. Your time is a value. Your genetic data could be of value. Your social data could be of value. So next time Google wants to sell your social data to a third-party marketeer, could you turn around and say, I want to be paid for my own data. My data is mine. You can only sell it if I'm... So increasingly this awareness is coming into the market. And how does this industry, how does asset management industry keep pace with that?
This is quite futuristic thinking for a lot of these companies.
It is absolutely. But and that's why we don't want to just come here and show a slide deck and preach and say, look, you have to change. What we've done is we've created a live experiment, a live thought experiment in the form of Muto Labs. And through Muto Labs, we're saying, walk into this one potential future, experience it, see what it might feel like, what value means in that world. And we've had so many people over the last 2 days who've acknowledged that this is a very real potential future.
The cutting edge at a conference dedicated to the newest ideas and innovations in an industry that still relies on the relationships between people.
The great thing about this event is to understand what's happening in the industry, to hear the language and how it's changing, what people's thoughts are about the future.
So that you've got more people from different sides of the value chain, whereas compared to other conferences where you can go to and it tends to be either buy or sell side.
It's not just the large audiences, but also the small events, the side shows, so it's a bit of everything.
It's always good to catch up, familiar faces. It's very nice this year, obviously, as a tech company, to see such a tech-heavy agenda, people taking technology seriously.
It's been fantastic. And we love Berlin.